Welcome to ATR Rising Sun Above the Rings podcast, covering our favorite promotion across the Pacific Ocean, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm host Sam the SLB. Alongside me today is the man in black, the two-time Bedlam Media champion. It's been a while. I was trying not to say it. Ethan.
Yes, they're looking at Sam. We skipped a week, but we're for the 4 weeks that me and Sam have done a podcast. But this is Rising Sun, not ATR this time. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is time to talk about the best tournament in all pro wrestling, or some people might argue otherwise. G1 Climax. Which one is this? 36?
36, yeah.
36 in 2026. So, guys, if you don't do so, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and join our Discord. All right. So, opening night, I will just mention July 11th, running until the 16th. We're actually going to be in Chicago kicking it off. I don't remember if they did this last year, at least one night.
No, the last time they did outside of Japan was 2019 in Dallas. Yes, it's been that long.
Wow. How do you feel about this card this year?
Like the field?
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it, to be honest with you. It's not a bad lineup. If out of the two blocks, I like the A one a lot better. Well, I should say a lot, just by like they're not too bad for blocks, but if I had to choose one, I'm probably gonna go the A block just by a smidge.
Yeah, I can see that. B block also has a pretty decent. It is. I don't want to sound mean, but it is nice to kind of see the card freshened up a little bit. Obviously, with years with Naito and Okada and Jay White and all the other New Japan talent that has left, you get a lot of younger talent.
Yeah, it's not too many veterans this year. I mean, when I run down the list, but Goto's really like the only like true veteran. Him and Saxon Jr. Well, they're the two that have the most experience in the tournaments. Like, well, I'll talk about that in a second. So.
Goto's been wrestling forever. Is he ever going to retire at this rate?
If he does, we'll call Gunther. Speaking of retards for a quick before we move to G1. So Tiger Mask retired today as we're recording this on Tuesday, July 7th. Hiroshi Tanahashi retired on the semifinal night of G1. That's relatable. And Tomohama announced back on 4th of July that that show was non-televised, but it was his hometown crowd, and said that next year he's retiring due to multiple neck issues. So,
all right, more retirements, more on the card that we can cover. Run down the card a little bit. All right, let's go through the blocks and give us some stats. And obviously, we're going to be talking about who we think is going to win this year. Unfortunately, our boy is champion currently, so unless he loses the belt, I don't see him winning personally. Not a spoiler, but maybe a spoiler.
So, anybody who's new, so what me and Sam do is any round robin. Basically, I go down the blocks, tell how many times been toy, etc. Basically, who our picks are going to be. We'll do semifinals because they are doing semifinals this year. What I started doing was what point range they're going to do, and at the end of the episode, I'll run down the first two nights and the last 2 nights of each block night. Just why not? So, A block we have. Stone Cold's coming in your house, dude. Sorry. I had to, sorry. Block A, Television Jim Kenosi, Takeshita making his 3rd appearance. He is last year's winner. Hiroki Goto, his 18th entry first in 2 years because last year he was world champion. Wait. Maybe. Anyway, he's the 2008 winner, 2008 winner, and the 2016 runner-up. Bono, making his 3rd entry. He's the strong Openweight champion. The IWGP Heavyweight Champion is making his 4th, and he was the finalist, the runner-up of 2024. Shingo Nakagi made his 8th entry. Jake Lee, his 2nd entry. Sonata making his 11th. He's the 2020 finalist. Hey, Sam, they listened because they actually updated it because when we first went over there a couple weeks ago, remember when I said that they had him as quarterfinals as the best, so I corrected him. I said, no, he's the finalist.
Yep.
They fixed it. I'm like, holy fuck. They listened. Sorry. Anyway, 1/3 of the IWGP, sorry, 1/3 of the number 0.6 man tag and 1/2 of the IWGP tag champs. Gray O'Connor making his 6th entry. Yuta Ice making his debut entry. Ariel Oiway, who won yesterday as we record this, defeating El Phantasmo to get the final A block spot. This is Oiway's 2nd entry in the G1. That match, by the way, same if you have time, go watch it. 7 out of 10, by the way.
All right.
B block, global. Sorry, I can't say global champion. Shujo Umino making his 4th entry. He was a playoff entrant last year. He lost the global title yesterday, Sam, and I jokingly call it the hot potato title because they've been hot potato that global title nonstop for the past month. Yu Moore making his 3rd entry. Brady Red making his 4th entry. Drew Malloy making his 2nd entry. Zack Sabre Jr. making his 10th entry. He's the 2024 winner. Cal Newman making his 3rd entry. Gabe Kidd, who is the global champion, making his 4th entry. 1/2 of the IWGP tag champs and 0.6 man tag champion are making his 4th first time in 2 years. Aaron Wolf making his debut entry. He beat Yoshihashi to qualify for the B block. And Oscar, who defeated Yujiro Takahashi again as recorded yesterday. Recorded say won yesterday on Monday in Cork and Hall, making his debut entry. So that's pretty good. So I'll run down my points. So the Kesha, so this year they are doing semifinals, not the quarters. And then, what do you think that's in? Did you like the knockout round, or do you just like fucking let's just play A and B to get like the finals A and B?
I prefer personally. I don't mind having like a quarterfinal and then knockout. It is nice to kind of treat it like a playoff, not just the 1-round playoff. That's what it feels like. I also, as you know, I've never been a fan of the intertwining A block, B block, but that's me. That's being thinking actual professional sports where it's been like conference A, conference B, and then 2 on the others. But
like in hockey, Eastern Western final kind of
exactly.
Thing. Yeah. Personally, for me, I honestly kind of like I don't mind the quarters and semis sometimes, but I'm more kind of leaning towards Sam. I'm more like the A block winner, B block winner final. I get you're trying to get more money and stuff out, but personally, for me, I like just finals. Okay, winner A, winner B, because I find with the semis and stuff like it's like okay, here's your runner up kind of thing. So, but the Kesha, I say he goes anywhere between 12 and 14 points. Goto, I can see anywhere between 8 to 12. Oleg last year he did 10 points, so I can see him being around that area again. Suji, I can see him being if he does make the semifinals. Spoiler, I could see him like being alive the final night and then being like almost like Yano, like getting spoiled to miss it by a smidge. Shingo, I can see 8 to 14 points. Jake Lee, people know I'm not a big fan of Jake Lee. I see him anywhere from 2 to 6 points. He's supposed to be like the joke, or sorry, he's a jester, so I can see him almost being like the Yano. Not getting to it. His first G1, he was 4 and 5, so he was 8 points. So I would be surprised if he does go there, but personally for me, I think he goes 2 to 6 points. I'm hoping. Sonata, I don't see him going any higher than 10 points. Okan, I see him at 8. Wouldn't be surprised at 10. Yuta Ice, he's my dark horse. Keep an eye on him. Or it's his debut entrant. Most of the time when they have debuts, sometimes they do good. Like they get up to 12 points and stuff. Or some years they're like, here's like 4 points. For him, I can see him with 10 points at the highest. And Oiway, I can see him with 10 as well. What do you think, Sam? Same thing, different, less?
Yeah, I would. I'm going to take your lead on that because you're a little more familiar there.
But honestly, sorry, go ahead, Sam.
No, I was going to say you can get my feedback once we decide to give our finalist picks.
Okay, no problem. Shoto Umino, I see him about 12 to 14. I'm not doing clean sweeps because every time I say it, nobody ever clean sweeps. It's super rare, honestly, when they do the clean sweep. Yu Moore, his best was last year was 10 points, so I can see him being there. Maybe 12 at the highest. Yeah. Oh, wait. It's 10 people in the block. Oh, clean sweep's 18. Yeah, okay. Yeah, never mind. I had a brain fart. I thought it was 8 people again. My bad. Narita, he had 10 points the last 2 years he's been in it, so I probably say no higher than that. But Drew Maloney, his best last year was 8 points. Oh no, yeah, 8 points, 4 or 5. Fucking give me 14 points from Maloney. We talked about this, Sam. You know how we have young stars? Push fucking Maloney.
Well, I got a thought on that. We're going to talk about that when we go to our picks. So,
Well, we'll get there in a sec. Saber Jr., I see him get into a semi-final spot. I see him get about 14, 16 points. He's probably gonna be one of them. Cal Newell, he was just champ, and last year he was 8 points. I see him about 12, no higher than 12, 14 at the most. Gabe Kidd, I see him no higher than 10. Guess his best was 8 points in 2024. Same with Henare. Henare, I don't see him getting many, 8 to 10 at the absolute max. Aaron Wolf, it's actually fresh, and we don't see him. He is wrestling House Torture, for fuck's sakes. He's another one to keep an eye on the B block, honestly, just where he's got different opponents. Because when he beat Yoshihashi, that was actually a really fun match to qualify. So I'm pretty excited for some of those. I see him probably about 8 to 10. And Oscar, where he's the big guy. I see him in a Lance Archer role, personally. I don't see him winning too much, but I think he'll have like some great matches. So I'm going to say 6 to 8 points at the most for him.
all right, that's fair. All right, so like we were just saying, the opening night is going to happen in Illinois. You want to run through that card, and then night 2 for Block B, whatever one happens first, Block A, Block B.
Yeah, so what I do is before we give our full picks, I'll do the first 2 nights up each block, and then I'll talk about the last 2 nights. And it's just going to be block, actually. I'm not doing the undercard because fuck that. So in Chicago, actually, ironically, AEW, moving AEW for a second, they are going back to Now Arena for All Out, which we'll talk about maybe on Thursday's episode. Anyway, so kicking off this year's G1 will be Airwolf versus Hinari. There's 9 matches, but mostly when you do both blocks, it's 10. But I'll read you the names. I want you to tell me who's missing. So keep it in the air for a second. So A block, Shingo Takagi, you got Jake Lee. B block, Oscar takes over Randy Reed. That's the third match. Match 4, Yuta Ice takes on Grail Khan. A block. B block, Shota Uno for Zack Sabre Jr. That could be really fun. 6 match, back to A, Hiroko for Sonata. Match 7, B block, Umor for Cal Newell. They had a really, really great New Japan Cup final, so I'm really excited for that one. Semi-main event, Bono like takes over Oiwa in the A block. That could be actually fun. And an Ethan pick from earlier this year, Wrestle Kingdom main event rematch. Kenosuke Takeshita takes on Yuji Tsuji in the A block. Did you notice who was missing off that list, Sam?
No, I kind of missed. I was trying to listen, but it was going back and forth between the blocks.
I know. Maloney and Kid, they're not on the show.
Oh, interesting.
I think it's because where Kid still has his visa issues. I think that's the reason why. That's the way I could think.
Can we even expect him to be in the G1 this year?
Oh no, he will be. He is in it, but I think just for that Chicago show, like he can't be on it. Just again.
Oh, okay, Chicago. All right, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, we'll go to the second night now. So there is 10 matches. Or no, there's 9 matches, but again, we'll just got the first 3 matches are undercard preview tags. We're not gonna talk about those. So kick it off. Night 2 will be the. Anybody else just see that? My light was flashing. I think the bulb's dying. Shit. Denhausen's here. Sorry.
You are cursed.
Oh no. Fuck. Anyway, I do gotta change that later though. Anyway, it's so light out, so you can still see me. So B block, Drumline takes on Gabe Kidd. That is kicking off night 2. And then the rest of the night, this is the A block only. So match 5, Grail Khan takes on Sonata. Kinosuke Takeshi takes on Jake Lee. That's match number 6. Match 7, this one actually could be a pre-Ethan pick. Bono takes on Yuta Ice. Shingo Takagi to the right. Oh, wait, that's the semi-main event match. In the main event, Yuji Tsuji going back to back. He takes on Hiroki Goto. So that actually could be really fun as well. So that's the second night of night 2. So the last block A action that'll be on August 12th. I think that is night 15. I think I might be wrong on that one because there's 18 or 19 nights. But so the final A block night is Takeshita versus Oiwa. That actually could be pre-Ethan pick. Hiroki Goto versus Yuta Ice. Oleg versus Okan. Tsuji versus Jake Lee, and Shingo versus Sonata. That's the final A block night. Final B block night. That is in Corcoran Hall on Thursday, August 13th. Umino versus Maloney, Umor versus Oscar, Callum versus Hinari, Battle United Empire for that one, Kid versus Narita, and Wolf versus Zack Sabre Jr. So that's the final B block nights there. So that's actually not bad. That's actually not that bad. So
No, not at all. And Ethan and I were just talking about this. We're going to probably do a mid tournament show rather than a weekly update this year. So probably end of the month, you'll have some kind of update, middle of the tournament. So keep an eye out. All right. Semifinals, finals. Winner.
All right. So my semifinals. Watch, I'm going to be like half right here. So for my A block, it's kind of tough. But if I'm going to pick 2, I'm going to say Tsuji and Takeshita. Both of fans from the A block side. It's A1 versus B2 and then A2 versus B1. For the B block, I'm going with Umino, and I really want Drilla, but if I'm going to be real here, I say Umino and Callum, both of fans. And in my finals, I'm going with Takeshita and Umino takes G1.
Interesting. So, you're going to laugh at this. So, I originally was going to choose Tsuji and Takeshita, but I also feel like Takagi, because we had this conversation last time where we're like, Takagi hasn't held the title since that first run. For some reason, I thought he held it a second time. So, I think it'll probably be Takagi and Takeshita.
Ooh, okay. I can't hate that.
Maloney and Umura.
All right, I'm going to text this to you so I don't forget. Semifinals. So we have... I'm just going to... yeah, one sec. Oh, I got to write me. Because watch, we'll make our picks and we're going to be like, fuck, who do we pick? Honestly, I don't hate that. I actually don't hate that block A1, honestly. Overall. And honestly, I don't care how the semifinals goes home. I just have Umino and Takeshita in the finals.
Well, it's funny because I'm going to go with Takagi and Maloney, with Takagi getting the W.
Okay, I can't hate that. Battle of the War Dragons. Winner, Umino. Wait, who'd you have for your B block, Sam?
B block was Umura and Maloney.
Oh, that's right. Okay. And A block, you had Takeshita and Takagi, right?
Yep.
Okay, I can't hate that. Block A.
I mean, I could see Gabe Kidd back. I would like to see Gabe Kidd go up there and Newman back up there. I almost want to say Great O'Con at one point. If I was to pick people I don't want to see win it, and this isn't against them personally, like Zack Sabre Jr., I think he kind of did what he needed to do. He doesn't need to be.
Yeah, I agree with that, honestly.
Goto could, but I'm like, what? Like, I don't think he needs it. Sonata don't really need it. I don't say Hinari winning it. Ren Narita, the same thing.
No, for the A block, the only other two basically the other two winners I had was Shingo and Bono, and then for the B block, honestly, Umura was my honorable mention, and Maloney's my honorable mention.
Cool. So once again, you and I are having the same thoughts, but I think with the Newman pull earlier this year, there's a chance that it could be somebody who hasn't been champion yet.
What's funny, the reason why I went with Umino is because he was literally global champion, and then he lost it. I'm like, okay, he's definitely getting pretty far in the G1 then.
That's some solid rationalization there. All right, guys, this weekend it starts July 11th. That's where we're at. I thought it was June still. Ethan, I don't think we have anything else to talk about until next 3 weeks or the next ATR's War. So if there's nothing else, Ethan, tell people where they can find you at.
You can find me on Twitter as Ethan_Black15. That's my wrestling one. And then Ethan Black ATR is my non-wrestling one. Yes, the season finale of the Walk Via the Hot podcast is over. As I told episode 21 was the draft part, the first round of the draft, and some trades that happened. I know I was a week late, but I was busy, and Canada Day was Wednesday. So, and then the season finale episode 22 was just the part going for rounds 2 and for 7 of the draft. So I'll be that show will be back September or October. The schedule actually comes out next week, so I'll fully know more when I'm going to record. Follow me for False Wrestling. You can see myself at False Wrestling, Turnbuckle Times, PW Mania, Pro Wrestling Wire, and of course ATR right on and the ATR for the Twitter page for the Japan stuff. So yeah.
All right. You can find me as the SOB official. We're on all streaming platforms. I've done this before. You guys know where we're at. Keep an eye out for Friday's episode of ATR's War as well. As always, guys, thank you for listening, and do not forget to join the Bedlam.
Thanks, guys.